You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming. As some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Repeat Remake, Sissel's Path. So y'all, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up. For as little as $5, y'all can help support the channel and get some awesome rewards like permanent access to a community Discord server and full access to upcoming not safe for work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alrighty. Always love entertaining y'all. Anyway. I paused and looked at her curiously. You can hear our thoughts? She shrugged. You mortals aren't exactly quiet. Especially that Baker kid you keep flirting with. I can hear his mind screeching from down the hall. Haley cupped her ear under her hair and closed her eyes. The way his face lights up when the sun, like the sun when he sees me. Joy, fluttering in my stomach. I'm not worth this. Gut clenches. But I want to be. I stand up straighter. He makes me feel whole. Wanted. Someone worth being. God, how do I tell him? Alright, that's enough. My face burned red as I chucked my pillow at Haley. It soared right through her as she glared daggers into my skull. You know, you mortals never fail to confound me. If all you just say what you're thinking, your lives would be much easier. I ignored her and stomped out the door. My chest fluttered as I tried to ignore the pink spreading across my face. Whose thoughts did she just read? Mine or Sissel's? The cafe was still dark as Sissel and I poked through the front doors. To our surprise, Herschel was already sitting at a table with papers scattered everywhere. He was mumbling to himself as he scribbled through another sheet. He grumbled in frustration and crumpled it up before tossing it to a growing pile. Boss, what are you up to? What are you doing up so early? Huh? What? Herschel nearly knocked the table over as he scrambled to gather up his papers. Oh, shit! Is it morning already? There were heavy bags under his eyes as he scooped the papers away from prying eyes. I, stayed up writing a speech. Yeah, I was preparing a speech and, couldn't really think of a good way to say it. Herschel glanced my way when we made eye contact briefly. We both knew what he was really writing. Herschel looked away with guilt and squinted out the window at the morning sun. He groaned and ran his hands across his face. Ugh, I didn't realize so much time had passed. I was supposed to give you a surprise when you came to pick up your sculpture today. The confetti's all loaded up, too. Sissel's expression softened at the sight of Herschel's exhaustion. Boss, you're getting old. You should probably get some sleep and rest up a bit. Whatever dumb speech you've got there can probably wait. Herschel wobbled towards Sissel. Despite his fatigue, he ruffled Sissel's hair with a hearty laugh and gave him a thumbs up. No nap is worth missing your big day at the competition, sis. Hey, you don't have to come if you're so tired. Listen, sis. Nothing's gonna stop me from seeing you kick everyone's ass. You worked too hard for this. Come along now. Let's go load up your chocolate sculpture in the cart. A small, grateful smile spread across Sissel's face as he followed Herschel into the kitchen. Thanks, boss. It means a lot. As the two of them walked towards the kitchen, Sissel glanced back at me. Oh, Adrian! I'm gonna grab my sculpture real quick. Just wait here for a while, okay? I grinned and gave him a thumbs up. Shortly after Sissel and Herschel ducked into the kitchen, there was a sharp pop as an explosion of confetti exploded from the ceiling. Muffled shouts of surprise from the two echoed throughout the cafe. I let out a fond sigh and plopped down at a nearby booth. Oh boy, this might take a while. A familiar cool chill suddenly shivered down my spine. I perked up, eyes wide. Echo? Is that you? My heart slowly fell in disappointment as Bradley's voice manifested in my head. Apologies. I'm not your wish, I'm afraid. It's alright. Just got a little hopeful, that's all. I cleared my throat. Anyway, what do you need, Bradley? Just some preparations, in case things go south. In the kitchen, I need you to load up Sissel's cart with a few freeze spray cans. Freeze spray? It's a spray commonly used for culinary chocolate and sugar works. Instantly freezes surfaces to below 0 degrees. My intuition tells me it may be useful. Second, y'all. Water time. That one's done. Let's try this one. Bingo. Beach plum sparkling water. Alright. I ducked into the kitchen and found several of these freeze spray cans near the freezer. Well, if you say so, couldn't hurt to bring these along. Another cold shiver curled down my spine. I was going to catch a cold at this rate. I glanced up to see Haley appearing at the cafe doorway, looking fairly pissed. Hurry up and get out of the cafe. What? Do you have something against confetti? Who gives a damn about the confetti? I can smell the remnant approaching. It's best that we leave. Quickly. Already? Right. I'll grab Sissel and Herschel real quick and we can go. With a shaky yell and a few excuses, I quickly ushered a confused Sissel and Herschel out of the cafe on our way to the culinary competition. I kept glancing behind me during our entire walk back to school. Girani Academy was bustling with activity with Visitors' Day already underway. Parents and snooty rich students alike piled into the school's ballroom in preparation for the competition. Herschel was quickly ushered away to file some contest paperwork, which just left me and Sissel alone in the cart. I glanced at Sissel worriedly. He was so nervous while he was here in the previous timeline. The sight of all the other contestants in their fancy clothes and cheering parents that were jeering at Sissel's ragged appearance. Hope it doesn't get to him. To my surprise, Sissel looked surprisingly calm. The furrow in his brow betrayed a little nervousness, but overall he looked rather composed. He stole a glance towards me and caught me staring. Was something wrong, Adrian? Oh, nothing. I just thought you looked really cool-headed for how nervous you were this morning. Sissel's ears drooped slightly in embarrassment. Well, yeah, I'm still really nervous, but... never mind, it's really mushy. Come on, dude, you can't just leave me hanging. He scratched his head, face slightly pink. It's just the way you look this morning. I've never seen you so darn determined before. Like you're ready to fight the goddamn world for me. Can't help but be a little inspired by that, right? It was my turn to feel my face flush pink. Was I really that boisterous this morning? Sissel hesitated for a moment before slowly reaching over and held my hand. I jumped a little in surprise, but allowed him to timidly hold me. He felt very warm. You know, I don't know what I did to deserve all this confidence. Sure as hell don't feel like I deserve it. But I want to become someone that does, you know? He smiled shyly. So, I decided. Who the fuck cares what all these snooty parents and contestants think? I'm here to kick ass whether they like me or not. I'll make you proud. My chest felt very warm as I let out a hearty laugh. That's the spirit. Whoa! Holding hands already? Oh god. Sissel and I scrambled apart to see Jenny, Philip, and Owen grinning at us like giddy parents. My hand still felt warm. Dude, I thought you were asking him out after you won first place. Teach, you weren't supposed to tell anyone. Owen sauntered up next to me with a curious smirk. So, did you two hit first base yet, or are you saving that for later? I don't play baseball. You know what I mean. Nope, no idea. Congrats. Those two were having a moment and y'all ruined it. Philip looked up from his phone nonchalantly and gave me a look. Anyway, weren't you supposed to tell us something? Oh, right. Sissel, I'm going to talk to these three real quick. Make sure to watch the cart really closely. Okay. Don't let it out of your sight. Keep your eyeballs glued to it. I'll be right back. All right. I dragged Jenny, Owen, and Philip just out of earshot, but kept Sissel's cart in sight. With a sigh, I turned towards them. Guys, I've got an assignment for you. I've got some intel that says someone's going to try and sabotage Sissel's contest entry today. I need you all to bodyguard the shit out of that cart like your lives depend on it. Sabotage? Owen scratched his head. He looked unsurprised. Well, I have heard some crazy backstabbing stories about these kind of competitions. No worries. I'll make sure no one even comes near that cart. Shouldn't be too hard. The contest starts in like 15 minutes anyway. You can count on us. Anyone who comes close to Sissel's cart is gonna get an ass whooping. Owen and Jenny gave me a determined thumbs up and hurried over to Sissel in his cart. Philip tapped his chin thoughtfully before turning to me. So, what's up? Waiting for trouble to come to us isn't exactly a good strategy. 1 second, y'all. Water time. I prefer a more direct approach. Does your intel say who exactly the saboteur is? Philip's got this sly glint in his eye that made me a little nervous. Well, I scanned through the crowd and pointed at a figure retreating towards the restroom. It was that rude contestant that Jenny socked in the face from the previous timeline. That guy there, I think. But what are you going to do? Before I could even finish, I saw Philip stalk stealthily towards him. As the two of them rounded the corner, I caught a glimpse of Philip pulling something out of his backpack. Wait, is that a fucking taser? There was a bright flash and a dull slam of a stuffed locker closing. Philip returned, casually dusting himself off, and gave me a nonchalant thumbs up. Problem solved. I could only gape, flabbergasted, as Philip strolled back to Sissel as though nothing had happened. That boy has some great efficiency. I respect that. That is illegal. Very, very illegal. Still, I guess this works? I hurried back to the cart to see a very annoyed Sissel. What did you tell them? These three have been practically hugging my cart like koalas. Ginny poked her head out from behind the cart and waved. Hey, Ghostbuster. We made darn sure no one's going to be anywhere close to Sissel's cart. Yeah, and every time someone got close, Ginny armed herself with a fire extinguisher and threatened to ice them. Even the judge. Sissel just stared at the fizzling remains of the fire extinguisher goo on the floor and shook his head. What the hell did you tell them to do? It's a cautionary measure. You'll thank me later. Competition announcer suddenly shouts from the front of the ballroom. Judges will begin making rounds in 10 minutes. Everyone please ready your works. Anticipation and nervous excitement filled my chest as I glanced at Sissel. We exchanged reassuring nods. Everything was sailing smoothly so far. This is gonna work out. It has to. Oh, fuck, the Remnant's here. As we turned to help Sissel unload his cart, I felt a deathly chill run down my spine. The cold whipped through the room, prickling at my skin like 1,000 knives. Just as abruptly, the cold became a searing, unbearable heat. The air was thick with a feverish warmth. It felt like breathing through a suffocating blanket. What? Who's causing this? I turned towards Sissel's cart slowly, fear grasping at my chest. Oh god, there it is, yep. Eesh. There, in a mass of disembodied hands and face-splitting grin and sitting on top of the cart, was the Remnant. Its eyes twisted and focused on me before cackling hysterically. Did you really think it would be this easy? The heat in the room was growing unbearable as the Remnant grinned down at me. Events don't simply bend to your whims. Time always moves forward. Oh, shit. I guess maybe not. Well, the Remnant goes out the window, apparently. Crash. A deafening shriek filled the air as Haley tackled the Remnant, grabbing it ruthlessly by the face. She turned back to glance at me for a split second. This better be worth it. Second chances have a cost. Don't waste them. With that, she vaulted out the window with the Remnant shrieking in her grip. Its dozens of spectral arms writhed in agony before being dragged outside, both the Remnant and Haley disappearing from past the windowsill. Haley and the Remnant tumbled into the parking lot outside, wrestling viciously and clawing at each other's faces. Second, y'all. Water time. Haley hissed and tried to gouge out one of the Remnant's oversized eyes, only for it to laugh and duck away gleefully. The two fought to untangle from the other's grip and leapt apart to distance themselves. Haley panted heavily as she stumbled onto her feet to face the grotesque, grinning Wish. The Remnant lurched upright like a disjointed mass of broken bones in a tight skin bag. It cackled, its many arms flailing behind him like deformed wings. Why are you helping Adrian? You never stopped blabbering about how much you hated him. Haley's eyes narrowed as she crouched down, readying herself to strike. I just wanted this repeating nightmare to end. If that means I have to help that useless half-pint, then so be it. The Remnant tilted his head at her disapprovingly. Stop this repeating nightmare. You're the one who is keeping this whole clockwork ticking. Its grin spread wider, exposing more of its excess teeth. Second chance? A fresh start? That is all a facade. You just want to prevent her death. All this weaving and unweaving for the sake of one cut thread. Helping Adrian and his friends is just a stepping stone to your goal. You feel nothing, like a machine. Haley growled in irritation, her eyes turning scarlet. And what of it? I don't care if I happen to help or hurt a few stragglers along the way. I will save her. There's nothing wrong with wanting to protect your own wisher. The Remnant's grin dipped into a frown as it shook its head in disappointment. All the time in the world, and you still learn nothing. For someone with such a compassionate goal, you are certainly lacking in compassion. Haley snarled and lunged at the Remnant, eyes red with rage. She dives in, dodging each other. Ooh, man. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna pause it right there. Got a big fight in the next episode. Anyway, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Don't forget to check out our Patreon, y'all. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!